What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Shang-Chi trailer breakdown. I did a small reaction video yesterday, but here we are with a deep dive into this trailer and discussing the story, villains, and even changes from the comics. So the biggest thing here, of course, is the Mandarin story, hopefully being wholly redeemed after the Ten Rings organization was used heavily in the MCU, leading to a leader, a Mandarin, being exposed as just an actor, Trevor Slattery. Now, I did find that kind of funny, and it was entertaining at least, but of course there was the huge fan outrage at the time. Of course, we have the All Hail the King one-shot, which Marvel need to do more of, to be honest, and kind of dropped later on, but this retcon, this whole faux leader, showing that there is indeed a true leader of this Ten Rings organization and is a real Mandarin. And in the Shang-Chi movie, he is Shang-Chi's father, named Wenwu. Now, he will no doubt be controlling the mysterious Ten Rings organization, and this is heavily changed from the comics, in which Shang-Chi's father was Fu Manchu, and there has been a lot of updating to the Master of Kung Fu comics and later Shang-Chi stories to be less of a stereotype, which is a very, very good thing. And here in the movie, he has sent his son on a walkabout for 10 years to live his life and return as his right-hand man. Now, in the comics, he did defect from his father after his first task of an assassination, and this may possibly be what happened here. He didn't want to live this life of crime and evilness. He wanted to just, have a normal life, but his decade is almost up, and he seems to have been living it with his mate Awkwafina, who I'm excited to see in this movie, as she was fantastic in Raya and the Last Dragon, even if that movie was, not very good. But it seems like, going by the trailer at least, the Mandarin has been around for a very, very long time in this Marvel Cinematic Universe world, as we see him fighting in the past in some stunning scenes, and has the 10 rings with him. These were, of course, actual rings, the ones that go on your finger, but here they are on the wrist, which, to be honest, makes a bit of sense, as they would be far too close to the Infinity Stones. Now, in the past, they were actually found in China's Valley of the Spirits. The 10 rings of power are actually the product of the dragon-like race Axon Ka, or Makluans, who I'll be referring to them as in this video, from the planet Maklu. Now, the Axon Ka utilized them mainly as the power source for their interstellar space engines, but the ring's functions currently cannot be explained by modern Earth science, and I'd imagine that these battle scenes are a fight for the 10 rings. It's also heavily rumored that there is going to be a Mortal Kombat style battle for the 10 rings, involving characters from all over the MCU, including Baron Mordo, who was last seen killing magic users. That's similar to the one we had in Iron Fist, where of course we had the battle for the heavenly weapons and things like that, except this one's going to be a hell of a lot better. I mean, I enjoyed Iron Fist for what it was, and yeah, it wasn't the best, but it was enjoyable on face value. But we see Shang-Chi's father fight a woman in a gorgeous shot. I would imagine this would be how he came to use these rings, and I have seen people say that this could be Shang-Chi's mother here. I would imagine could be Michelle Yeoh, perhaps. But of course, he would possibly want his son to fight on his behalf in this competition, which would explain why he's raised him to be an absolute unit. Now, Shang-Chi has many powers in the comics of martial arts, including immense power and chi, allowing him to fight multiple people with ease, and has even made multiple copies of himself at once. Now, there are a fair few villains in this movie, and of course in the trailer, including Razor Fist, who is played by the dude from Creed 2, who was Ivan Drago's son. He is Douglas Scott, who also fights alongside his brother William Scott, so we could see some sort of combination and merging of these two here to make it a bit more simple. As in the comics, we did have Shang-Chi come across multiple different Razor Fists. Now, he's come into contact with Shang-Chi in the comics under the employment of a drug dealer called Carlton Velcro and later went on to fight Wolverine in Madripoor. No doubt his father has sent him after his son to bring him back to his side, and the use of Madripoor would be pretty darned cool, especially as we're getting a Wolverine anthology series rumoured. Now also we have Death Dealer, the masked villain who in the comics was an MI6 agent who was secretly working for Shang-Chi's father, and MI6 is a huge thing in the history of Shang-Chi, and hopefully we're leading to Captain Britain on the back of this. I would really hope, but I will temper my expectations. Now, Death Dealer is similarly the most trusted member of the Ten Rings, as the character was seen training Shang-Chi as a child to be the absolute living weapon. But the character was brief in the comics and died at Fu Manchu's castle, who is now a different version and is Wenwu. So I imagine that considering the start of the trailer where we see Shang-Chi look at the post he was told to punch by Death Dealer, this is where that battle will happen. Now also in the movie is the sister of Shang-Chi, Zhang Li, who is an amalgamation of the many different half-sisters and sisters that Shang-Chi has had in the comics. The clearest clue of this is that she is a dead ringer for Esme, one of the most notable of Shang-Chi's sisters, and a toy packaging said she must choose between the life she has made or help her estranged brother, which will possibly be very fun as she made her life away from this family. But the crescendo will be about the big bad here, which is Fin Fang Foom. Foom is a dragon from the same planet that the Ten Rings are from and has a long and admittedly convoluted comic book history. But the Mandarin woke him up and instantly realised that, yep, taking over all of China is not worth having this absolute demon going around, and enlisted the help of his enemy Iron Man to help destroy it. Imagine that his fellow McLuhans will be involved in the final battle as the Ten Rings see the error of their ways and must possibly band together to defeat this ancient evil. Now overall the trailer did look stunning, and of course it's a brand new character coming to the MCU. It's not like the TV shows that we've had this year where they've been characters or mainly characters we've already had. So I'm very excited to see this go forward. There's some very cool Easter eggs from the history of Shang-Chi, and I'm still hoping for the sequel to be revolved around MI6 and Captain Britain. But hey, a boy can hope. We want some British representation here. Come on, boys. But that is it for this video. Please do drop a like down below. Please do subscribe with notifications on, and let me know what videos you want from me, because most of the shows I watch are now on hiatus. So yeah, awkward. You may see some less uploads over time because, well, there's not that much to talk about, unfortunately. But I will see you soon. Stay safe. Have an awesome day. And let me know what you think of the trailer down below. Goodbye.